For this module, we are going to mix things up a little bit. Instead of doing a quiz, homework assignment, and discussion board, your homework assignment is going to be done in Global Edge. This is a resource that is free, and I hope that you'll enjoy working through this program this week, and will use it in your other courses as well, because there's a lot of fantastic, timely information in here, and again, it's free, so it's very easy. There's no subscription or anything else that you need to do in order to use Global Edge. Global Edge is supported by Michigan State University, and they have quite a few different things that you could do with this if you were maybe using this in an economics class, hint, hint, or just about any other business class. You'll find something in here that works. The reason why we're using it this week for Business 115 is because Chapter 24 has a pretty large section all on international business, doing business internationally. So let's step away from the legal jargon for a little bit and just kind of think about if you had a product that you wanted to market or export, I should say, not just market, but actually export to another country. What does that involve? If you have a widget, could you just go post widgets.com on your website and start selling to people in Burma? No, the Burmese government might not appreciate that. So you need to have contracts, hence our business law side. And you also need to kind of have an idea of what the investment climate is for the company that you might be shipping to. What are the rules? What types of things do you have to do if you're going to export? And that's what this program is pretty cool about. There's a lot of information in here. So the part, this is, as you can see, is globaledge.msu.edu. I wanted to show you where you were to go to make this project easier. Excuse me. You can go by country. So we're going to go by country, and then you can see over here all the countries. So I used Burma. It doesn't have a ton of information on it. Afghanistan definitely has a lot. Let's just say we're going to go to the Czech Republic. I haven't checked out the Czech Republic. Let's see if this one has a lot of information. So say we're going to export our widgets to the Czech Republic. What things can we find out? Well, if you look in here, there's a U.S. Commercial Service Country Commercial Guide. That might be handy. Same with this World Bank Doing Business Indicators. Could be useful. Country profile. Travel information. That would be in case you were actually going to be taking your widgets over there and making some vendors. But this is a nice little overview about the Czech Republic, making sure you understand quite a bit about it. Its capital city, some of the key facts, the population, the ethnic groups, religions, and the stuff that I want you to focus on is over here in the upper left-hand side. Here's a handy tip. Only pharmacies, not stores, sell over-the-counter drugs in the Czech Republic. Let's see. Introduction, statistics. Here you're going to see a little bit about the technology and infrastructure. You can see how established they are. The economy, of course, always has good stuff. It tells you how the economy is doing, its current labor force, its current trade picture. This is a neat little snapshot. You can spend some time on that. A grid between exports, GDP per capita, and inflation. This is really useful if you're comparing two countries. Kind of compare what their snapshots look like. Where is it? Risk. Risk is one of my favorite ones. But okay, so history, this just kind of shows some of the stuff that might be relevant if you're going to be doing business there. Government, this kind of explains how much government control of the economy exists. What type of political risks? If you're not sure what these mean, you click on here, and it kind of gives you a little definition about what you're looking at. International relations. What type of organizations are they part of? Environmental agreements, tax information. Wouldn't that be kind of useful if you were going to be doing business in another country to kind of have an idea what type of tax you might get? And then look down here at those other resources. Culture is going to help you negotiate business relationships and languages. The risk is one of my favorite. Country rating, it gives a risk rating. If you click on this, you can see a little bit more about how these risks are determined. And you can read about why they are placed as the type of risk that they are. And it even sums it up with strengths and weaknesses. Corporations is going to show what type of corporations are big. This one only has one really large corporation. Some of them, if you look at the smaller companies, you're not going to see any. Others, you'll see like maybe tons of banking corporations in there. They're just ones that have met a big enough volume to be on here. Here are some trade statistics. Again, this would be very valuable for you if you were a business looking to export. You can see what their export partners are and their import partners are. A lot of what determines these export and import partnerships are trade agreements, which is also in here somewhere. I'm just not quite sure where you find it in here. This is really neat. Students always have fun with this. These are the indices. The Corruption Perception Index. This tells you how corrupt is this government. I highly recommend, after you find your country, put in the United States and see how we are perceived in the Corruption Perception Index. Ease of paying taxes, that would be pretty useful, don't you think? If you had a business, you would want to be able to easily pay your taxes. Freedom of press, you can just keep going all the way down here, looking at all the different things. And kind of these are all going to help you make your picture of whether you think that you should go ahead and export your widgets to the Czech Republic. Here are some more government resources, and the memo is just kind of like a short summary of everything. Play around, oops, sorry. There we go. Play around in this whole section. You can go through all these different tools and data. If you go through some of these different interactive rankings, a compare tool would be very helpful for you as well. I would like it if you set the clock and spent at least 60 to 90 minutes, preferably 90 minutes, picking one company and exploring all the information in here. Because I think when you come away with that, this global edge is not going to go anywhere. It's going to be here. It's been here for a long time. I think it will help you moving forward in other courses, and hopefully it'll help apply some of the international concepts that are being taught in this chapter to a real country. So take a look at your homework assignment first and give you an idea of what I'm looking for, and I think that I'll probably just have you post something in the discussion board to show what you have researched. But please take your time somewhere in here, and I will post it online if I can find it. But there is a way to see how much a Big Mac is in all the different countries, and I thought that was pretty neat, but I couldn't find it here today when I went back in here. I know it's in here somewhere. It might be more in the currency comparing. I'm not sure. So anyway, I hope that you have fun with this. Please give me a call if you have any questions or if the assignment's not clear enough. The bottom line, I want you to be very familiar with Global Edge and trying to apply some of the Doing Business Internationally ideas taught in this textbook chapter. Thank you, and I'll talk to you later.